Hi, welcome to another video. So, Traycer just launched something pretty big, and this time, it is not just a new mode inside the VS Code extension. They have now launched the Traycer Desktop app, and the important part is that it is free and open source. Now, I know desktop app does not sound as exciting as new frontier model or agent benchmark, but this is actually one of those updates that can change how you use all your coding agents together, because the problem right now is not that we do not have good coding agents. We have Claude Code, Codex, OpenCode, Cursor, and a bunch of other tools. The problem is that they all live in their own little worlds. You start something in Codex, then you want Claude Code to review it, so you copy the prompt, copy the errors, copy the diff, explain the context again, and then you do the same thing in Cursor or OpenCode. At that point, you're not really managing AI agents. You are doing project management manually between a bunch of chat boxes. Traycer Desktop is basically trying to be the shared workspace around all of those agents. So instead of asking, which coding agent should I use, the better question becomes, how do I use the agents I already pay for together without losing context every 5 minutes? And that is the part that makes this update interesting. Traycer calls this bring your own agent or bring your own subscription. So if you already pay for Claude Code, Codex, Cursor, or you use OpenCode, you can connect those into Traycer and run them side by side in the same workspace. You are not forced to buy a totally separate AI subscription just to use the app. The free plan is called BYOA, and it is $0. It is local only, so you do not get cloud sync or team sharing on that plan. But for one developer using their own agents locally, that is a really good deal. And because the app is open source, you can also go check the GitHub repo yourself, which is great to see. I always like when developer tools go in this direction, because if a tool is sitting between my code base and multiple AI agents, I want as much visibility as possible. Now, let me show you how I would actually use this. First, you go to tracer.ai and download the desktop app. Right now, they have macOS builds for Apple Silicon and Intel, and Linux builds as well. Windows is still coming soon. So if you're on Windows, that is the main downside for now. Once you open Traycer, you pick the local code folder you want to work on. This could be your Next.js app, your Expo app, your backend repo, whatever you're working on. Then you create a new task. For this demo, let us say I have a movie tracker app, and I want to add a proper watch list feature. Normally, I might open Claude Code and say, add a watch list, but that is too vague. In Traycer, I will use Codex for the first chat and ask it something like, inspect this app and create a practical implementation plan for adding a local watch list. Do not edit files yet. Look at the routing, state management, and existing movie card components. Then tell me the smallest safe plan. Now, Codex is working inside the task. It can inspect the workspace and produce a plan, but here's where Traycer starts to feel different from a normal chat tool. While Codex is planning, I can open another chat in the same task and use Claude Code. I can tell it, review the plan from the first agent and look for missing edge cases. Pay attention to persistence, empty states, and whether this will break the existing movie detail page. So now I have one agent planning and another agent reviewing the plan, and both are inside the same task instead of two totally disconnected conversations. This is the agent-to-agent part. Agents can create child agents, send instructions, ask for replies, read transcripts, and coordinate inside the same task. It is basically like giving them walkie-talkies. One agent can say, hey, inspect the tests. Another can say, review the database change. Another can say, summarize the failure cause. And you can still see the whole lineage in the chat tree. That sounds small, but in practice it is huge, because the old workflow is you manually play telephone between agents. Traycer makes the task the shared room. Now, let us say Codex gives me a plan, and Claude Code agrees with most of it, but points out that we need a migration path for existing saved favorites. I can now tell the implementation agent, use the final plan, include the review notes from Claude, and implement the watch list. Keep it local only, use existing components where possible, and add basic tests. Then I can run that as a terminal agent if I want the full CLI coding experience, or as a normal chat depending on the agent. This is also where bring your own subscription becomes really useful. If I already have Claude Code set up, Traycer can use that. If I want Codex for a certain task, I can use that. If I want OpenCode for another task, I can use that too. And if one model gets stuck, I do not have to restart the whole workflow from zero. I can switch the next turn to another model or another agent, and the task still has the context. It has the plan, the review, the files, the diffs, and the history. That is probably my favorite part of this update. Because we have all had that moment where an agent starts well, then gets confused, and you think, okay, I wish I could hand this exact context to another model. In Traycer, that is basically the point. Every task has its own shared file system, artifacts, history, and working context. So you're not married to one model for the whole feature. You can use Codex for planning, Claude Code for implementation, OpenCode for an independent review, and maybe Cursor for a specific edit. The workspace stays the same. Now, after the implementation finishes, I would open the Git Diff panel. This is where you can inspect the changed files side by side. So instead of trusting the agent blindly, you can actually look at what changed. In this demo, maybe we see it added a watchlist store, updated the movie cards with a save button, added a watchlist screen, and added tests for saving and removing movies. Now I can create a review step. I can ask another agent, review this diff against the original plan, find anything missing, anything risky, and anything that would fail for a normal user. The magic is that the work is organized. Traycer also has built-in workflows or skills for things like planning, debugging, reviewing, debating, documenting, and breaking work into tickets. So if you are doing something larger than a quick one-file edit, you can move into a more structured workflow instead of just prompting randomly. For example, if this watch list feature becomes bigger, maybe I do not want one loose chat anymore. Maybe I want to spec, tickets, acceptance criteria, and review artifacts. That is where Epic Mode makes sense. I have shown Traycer Epic Mode before, but in the desktop app, this becomes more interesting because it is no longer just about one extension surface. You have a native app with tasks, tabs, subtabs, terminal agents, diffs, artifacts, and multiple agents all around the same piece of work. So, for a real project, I might use regular mode for small changes like fix this bug or add this button. But for something bigger like add authentication, rewrite the dashboard, or build a billing flow, I would use Epic Mode so the agent has specs and tickets instead of one giant prompt. And because Traycer supports comments and sharing, this is also useful for teams. Let us say a teammate wants to inspect what the agents did. Instead of me sending screenshots, terminal logs, and random copied prompts, I can share the task. They can see the chats, artifacts, files, diffs, and comments around that work. That is a big deal for multiplayer AI coding. Because right now, AI coding is often very single player. One developer has a magical chat session on their machine, and everyone else just sees the final diff. With Traycer, the context around the work becomes inspectable. Your teammate can comment on an artifact, check the diff, see what the review agent said, and steer the work without asking you to reconstruct the entire story from memory. Now, I do want to be clear about the pricing. The BYOA plan is free, and that is the one I think most individual developers should try first. It lets you use local Traycer with your own coding agents. But if you want cloud sync, device switching, and team collaboration, that starts with the sync plan. And if you want to use Traycer's own inference provider, then you're using their credit system. So the free version is not everything unlimited forever. It is free for the local bring your own agent workflow, which is still very generous. Also, because you are using your own agents, the normal costs and limits of those tools still apply. If Claude Code or Codex has its own usage limits, Traycer does not magically delete those limits, it just orchestrates them better. Another caveat is that terminal agent support is different depending on the provider. Claude Code and Codex support terminal agents. OpenCode also has terminal support, while Cursor is more limited there, so check the docs depending on the exact workflow you want. But overall, I think this is a really strong update. The reason is simple. Most AI coding tools are trying to be the one agent you use for everything. Traycer is taking a slightly different angle. It is saying, you already have agents, let us give them a shared workspace, memory, artifacts, reviews, and a way to talk to each other. And if you ask me, that is probably the more practical direction. Because I do not want to bet my entire coding workflow on one model, one company, or one chat surface. I want to use the best agent for the specific job and keep the project context intact. So, if you already bounce between Claude Code, Codex, Cursor, and OpenCode, this is definitely worth trying. Create a task. Ask Codex to inspect and plan. Ask Claude Code to implement. Ask OpenCode or another agent to review the diff. Then use Traycer's task history, artifacts, comments, and sharing to show that all of this stayed in one workspace. That is the product, not just another chat box, a shared operating layer for AI coding agents, and the fact that it is free to start and open source makes it way easier to recommend. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating through the Super Thanks option or becoming a member by clicking the Join button. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.